Welcome to Canvas. This guide is going to help you get started with creating a front page, uploading files, and using the gradebook and announcements. I will also show you how to customize your navigation in your course menu so students don't get confused. This tutorial is intended for beginning Canvas users who would like to use Canvas to support their face-to-face instruction. So the first thing we're going to do is create a front page. This is what students will see when they first log into your class. I recommend adding a welcome header, a photo of you, your contact information, and the syllabus on your front page. So we're going to go to Pages. Yours might be grayed out. And we're going to click on Add a Page. And I'm going to call this front page. The first thing we're going to do is make a header. So we actually want to select header rather than simply bolding the text or making it bigger. That's because that's for accessibility reasons. A screen reader will not be able to tell the difference unless you do that. So I'm going to call this Welcome to English 1A. And I'm going to center it on my page. And the next thing we're going to do is upload an image. And ideally you'll have a profile picture of you. I'm just going to choose a picture I have of Beyonce for my picture. And it's going to ask you for alternative text, and again, that's for accessibility. And so I'm going to put Beyonce pic. You can put profile pic or whatever you'd like, and I'm going to upload that. So that's obviously way too big, so I'm going to click on it, and I can resize by dragging. And that's Beyonce on her birthday. Okay, not that you care. So next to or below that, you can put your contact information. So I can put Angela Cardinale. You can put I'm actually going to put it below so it's not problematic. You can put your contact information here, office, etc. Okay? And that way students know just how to contact you, and it sort of adds a human element to your page. Okay? And then let's see. Then you're going to add a link to your syllabus. So what you're going to do is, go ahead and put English 1A syllabus or whatever your class is, and you're going to highlight that text, okay? So we're not uploading an image, we're uploading a file now. And so you're going to find that syllabus on your computer. So I'm just going to search for a syllabus, random syllabus that I might have. Let's see, okay, here's one. And I'm going to click upload, and you'll see it glow. And that means it is now a live link with my syllabus on it. You can add other things to your front page, like files, images, a video, or whatever you'd like. This is your page, and you can customize it. But those are the basics. And for right now, we're going to go ahead and click Save and Publish. So even though you've called it front page, Canvas doesn't know that this is going to be your home page. So you have to do two steps. The first thing is going to be to go ahead and go to View All Pages. And you'll see all the pages you might have in your class here. For some of you, it might just be the one you just made. And you're going to click on the three dots here. And you're going to select Use as Front Page. There's an additional step, however. You're going to go to Home, and you'll see that nothing has changed, right? So you actually have to choose a home page here on the right. And you're going to select Pages Front Page and push Save. And you will now have the front page you created as your front page in Canvas. And you can click Edit up here to change anything or add anything to that front page. So there is that. Next, we are going to go ahead and look at how to do the gradebook. And so to set up your gradebook, you have to add assignments to Canvas. This doesn't mean that students have to submit their work on Canvas. It just means that Canvas needs to know what your assignments are, how many points they are worth, how they are weighted if applicable, and so forth. So whatever you have in your syllabus, you want to replicate here in Canvas so that it matches what you have. So when we click on assignments, you can see all of my assignments. This is from a previous class. And you'll see that I do group them and I do weight them. However, that is not necessary to do. Whatever I have in here is replicated in my gradebook. So when I click on grades, you'll see the same stuff. So you see how there's extra credit, all the essays are here, and so forth. Discussions, okay? So the gradebook matches what I have in assignments. Okay, so to get started, you will add an assignment. So you click on the Add Assignment button, and you're going to give the assignment a name. So let's say it's Essay 1, okay? If you gave the students instructions in class, you don't have to add them here, but you can. So you could just upload, copy and paste the instructions here, but you don't have to. You're going to say how many points it's worth. If you group your assignments, you can either choose the group you've already created or establish a new group. So this is essays. Okay, I like mine to be displayed as points, but you could do percentage. Okay, complete or incomplete. And this is really important since this is a face-to-face class. If you're having them submit it in person, you can just click on paper. So that way Canvas is not expecting students to submit something here or giving them a 0 if they don't. You can probably skip group assignment or peer reviews, and you actually don't even need to put a due date in, although you can. So we're going to just save and publish this. You can see there's barely anything in here. I just put the name of it and how many points it's worth. And I'm going to save and publish this, and that will then create that assignment in my gradebook. So you can populate your gradebook as you go along. So every time you assign something to students, you can add the assignment here in Canvas, and then by the end of the class, all of that will be here for your students, so that you don't have to keep telling them what their grades are. They can have a gradebook there that they can check on at any time. So one important note is that if you assign extra credit, you can create it here the same way. However, you'll want to make it worth 0 points so students don't get penalized in the gradebook calculations for not completing the extra credit. Once you've created your assignments, your gradebook will be populated. Okay. Next, we're going to talk about announcements. So the announcements choice will be grayed out in your course menu because you haven't created any announcements yet. So you'll click on announcements and click on add an announcement. And here you will put a title for the announcement. So I don't know, Essay 1 is graded or something. And you can write the text of your announcement here. One cool thing that I think is useful is you can delay the posting. So let's say you're working on your class on Saturday and on Monday you want an announcement to go out. You can choose the date and time that it goes out. So that's just an option for you. Announcements are great because students, if you have to miss class or you just want to kind of keep them updated, you can use them to communicate with students. And as soon as you click save on your announcement, it will go out to the students. Students can customize their notification preferences here, and so can you. So if you want them to get every announcement, you can walk them through how to do that. Okay? And finally, you can see there's all this junk here. Yours might look a little different than mine, but if you're not going to use a lot of this stuff, I recommend that you move it out of the navigation. So we're going to go to Settings, and we're going to click on Navigation, and you'll see that there's a top and a bottom, and anything that's up here is going to be something that students can use, and anything that's down here is going to be something they don't see. So I'm going to go ahead and drag out the things that I don't want students to use for my face-to-face class, and that's almost everything, okay? Okay. Modules, okay. So quizzes, outcomes. I'm actually not using the Canvas syllabus tool. I'm just put a file to my syllabus. I actually don't keep files up there because I don't want students to see the back end of all the files that I have. They don't need people, and I don't use discussions in a face-to-face class in Canvas. So basically I have a homepage, announcements, assignments, grades, pages, chat, and attendance. And that simplifies things for students. And you don't want to forget to push save. And so now you'll see that my menu is a little bit more simple. And when I go to the home page and click on Student View, you can see that's all that they can see. So thank you for watching this Canvas for Beginners tutorial. If you have more Canvas questions, please check out the Distance Education Hub at Chafee, as well as the Canvas community on the web, both of which have a ton of resources and tutorials. Usually you can just Google Canvas and the question that you have and lots of resources will appear. Well, that's what I do in any case. I'm going to leave the student view and just show you where the Distance Education Hub is in case you're not familiar with it. So if you go to your dashboard, you should see it here, Distance Education Hub. And you'll see that there are technical resources, contacting information for the DE team, DE resources, lots of stuff here, getting started with training if you eventually want to teach a DE course. So that's all there available to you. Okay, that is it for this Canvas for Beginners tutorial. If you have any questions, my name's Angela Cardinelli. Please don't hesitate to reach out to me or anyone else on the team.